Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on our final fundraising stream for the Red Cross tonight. If you're tuning in, you're in for something special. We have a really fun TTRPG set up in the world of State of Decay called Blood Hunters. And we are going to rock and roll and have so much fun tonight. And you can influence the game. You can send us care packages or you can drop zombies in our path. So take a look. If you hit !donate, it'll take you to all the information that you need to know to have the most amount of fun watching this stream. So this is our second partnership with the American Red Cross. We started our partnership in 2020 with them in the height of the pandemic when blood shortages were critical. But the truth is, blood storage is always needed. It's always in demand from everyone from cancer patients to new moms to people with chronic issues. Blood is needed across the United States every 2 seconds, and it comes from donors. Donors like myself. The first time I ever gave blood was 2020 in our first campaign. And it's such an amazing process, honestly. The volunteers are so knowledgeable, so helpful, put you at ease. It's really interesting. You have an app that tracks like where your blood goes. So later on you can say, oh man, it went to, this hospital in Oregon and it got used there. So it's a really wonderful charity. It's something that's near and dear to a lot of our hearts, especially very personal. So thank you for being part of this. This is our final stream. This is the end of our campaign. We were trying to raise 12K in 2 weeks, and we surpassed that. I think we're at 13 and 0.7 right now, and that is on our way to funding 4 blood drives. So every blood drive costs about $4,000. So thank you. You're an amazing community. We're so lucky to have you and have you in our community, so caring. We just really appreciate you so much, and big thank you to all the fundraisers, the streamers who've jumped in and have been fundraising for this cause. We're really blown away, and just from the bottom of our undead hearts, we love you. Thank you so much for making this such a huge success for the Red Cross. We have still a few prizes to go besides the regular donations of $15 minimum gets you an Xbox key for State of Decay, which is a Play Anywhere title. We also have a final raffle of some customized hardware, and I have it here. I haven't even opened this yet. Got the seal on it. So I haven't even seen this in person, and I have been dying to see it. I'm very excited, so I'm going to open it right here. And someone is going to get this, so I'm sorry for a little sneak peek, but every $10 puts you into a raffle for our customized hardware, which includes AirPods Max, gaming mouse from Logitech, and this amazing State of Decay custom controller. That's the juggernaut right there, staring up at you while you play, judging you as you take their brethren down. Yes, very excited. We're going to be raffling these off as soon as the campaign ends, which campaign ends at midnight tonight Pacific time. So thank you for every donation. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. We appreciate you so much. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to get this party started. I would like to introduce you to my friend and our amazing GM for tonight, Jesse.
Oh my God, we're about to stream some games. What's up, everybody? I'm Jesse Lee Keeter. I write video games with C77 Entertainment and Retro Studios. I'm very excited to be here with all of you. So thanks to Wonder, and thank you so much to State of Decay for having me. Before I introduce the cast, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the game. We're going to be using a homebrew that I made. It's based off of Monster of the Week by Michael Sands. Really great system, and I highly recommend it to anybody who likes to play narrative-driven, character-driven, crazy games. It's all based on the Powered by the Apocalypse mechanics. So everybody who's playing is only ever going to roll 2d6. And there will only ever be 3 levels of success for us to play around with. There'll be a full success where the player will kind of dictate what happens. A partial success where they get a little bit of what they want, and I spice it up with a little bit of craziness. Or if they roll really low, things are probably going to be dangerous. I think that's it about the game. Very simple. I'm excited to play. So we're just here to have some fun, tell a cool story, and raise some money for a really great cause. So, without further ado, let's bring in the rest of our crew here. What's up, everybody?
Hey!
So, I
Yo.
just want to take a second to introduce all of you to the people out there. I'm just going to go down the line and tell us a little bit about yourself, and if you could just give us like a little nugget about your character before we throw them to the hordes. Why don't we start off with Lisa?
Hi, I'm Lisa Coronado. I'm an actor. I'm a Twitch streamer. You can find me at Hey Smalls, Smalls with a Z for zombie. And my character is Charlie Vandersley, 6-time third place champion at Just Dance. And I am ready to bust out some Just Dance moves on all of these zombies. I'm pumped.
All right, Michael.
Oh, hi. I'm Michael Ortiz. I am the GM for Arcane Focus D&D, and I'm the community manager over at Gigabyte Horse. And today I'm playing. My name's Charlie. From Newham, England, London. Yeah, I was kind of a bad guy, and now I'm here with this crew.
All right, Stein.
Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Stein. I get the pleasure of working with the wonderful Wonder, who you just met. I'm a social lead over at the Xbox marketing team. I am playing Darrow today. He's lost everything, but he's found some new friends. He's a bit of a loner, but he found Doc. Doc kind of patched him up. He's a little bit together now. Found a ghillie suit and something to keep him alive. So excited to have some fun here.
Cool. And Wonder.
Hey, I'm Wonder. I head up the Marcom team here at Undead Labs, and I am playing Dr. M. Shelley, who is our own version of a mad scientist. Maybe has an unhealthy obsession with studying zombies purely for science, taking lots of samples, maybe doing some light illegal experimentation, and here to, I'm just here for the science. And I also want to shout out our awesome mod, Heather. Heather is on the Marcom team at Undead Labs. Thank you, Heather, for being in chat today.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys ready to play some zombie game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna win the State of Decay.
Ready to win a zombie game.
Ready to win the State of Decay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Mark, you wanted to give us just a little bumper to set the tone? Am I still on camera?
Yes.
Sweet.
The spooky blanket.
Yeah, just trying to get that weird texture off my face. Did the bumper thing happen? Okay. Mark, I'm just rolling into this game, so don't you dare cut me off with a bumper.
Reverse psychology, I love it.
Here we go. Players, your settlement is in desperate need of medical supplies. Several of your friends have been infected with the plague, and a handful of others have been injured in recent raids. Without those medical supplies, you're pretty sure the settlement isn't going to make it. The four of you have volunteered to brave the outside world and find medicine. You're on your way to meet your contact, a man who claims he knows the whereabouts of a big stash of medicine. You're cruising down the highway in your SUV, which has been recently outfitted with armor plating for this mission. So far, the journey has been uneventful. You've passed plenty of zombies along the way, but nothing you couldn't handle. You're nearing the rendezvous point when you notice another vehicle in the rearview mirror. It's gaining on you. What do you do? Actually, who's driving? It'll require dexterity, so anybody with a high dex stat's going to be the one to go.
I'm only mid.
I got +2.
I don't think Eddie would be driving because he finds it weird that it's on the wrong side.
All right.
of the steering wheel.
I
Stein,
think Eddie's definitely.
I feel like
driving.
I'm supposed to have the eagle eyes, so maybe I'll be driving. I'm looking out.
Okay.
I think I'm in charge of music.
Perfect. All right,
Yeah,
so we got
pass the
Stein in the
ops.
driver's seat. We got Charlie in the passenger, and then we got Docket and Eddie in the back. Vehicles approaching quickly. You weren't expecting company. What would you like to do?
Anybody have binoculars?
Let's see if they want
Ooh.
to sign up to be part of a test I'm doing. It's a gentle, opt-in, ongoing test where I just inject them with some small thing. That's fine.
These may be friends, but they're gaining on us. So I'm happy to let one of you look through my binoculars if you can take them from me while I'm driving. I don't want to swerve bloaters while doing this at the same time. So
Is it anyone's birthday? Maybe they're just here to like wish us happy birthday. Pass off a
passenger
cake?
seat, I feel like, would be the natural handover.
Is there
Okay.
like a universal sign of friend or foe we could do out the window?
Yeah, I can give it a try, and I kind of give out the flashlight, and I just
Moon
point it
them.
in the
I
back,
think
and I
that's
go
a universal sign.
and just sort of flash like almost like in a pattern.
Okay. You do that. There's a second where the vehicle behind you, which seems to be roughly the same size as yours, swerves a little bit, and then from behind it, 2 motorcycles pull out and start speeding up to match its pace.
I start tapping Doc's shoulder, and I go, "That's not good." I said, "So like 2 more. It's 2 more."
And it's my
Charlie,
ex.
you
I
want to
know
look
it's
through
my
some
ex.
binoculars?
Yeah.
All right, you're going to roll perception, which is going to be a plus mind.
Okay. It just says low next to mine. Does that mean it's only a 1?
Did I not give you stats?
No.
I didn't give you stats. Okay, give me 3 seconds here.
I'm guessing low is bad.
It is.
Okay.
Every time we ask Charlie for a very specific number, she's just always got low,
Low.
medium.
Low, mid, moderate.
Yeah.
You will all notice while we're talking stats, you now have stats, Charlie. There is one that has been left blank. It is called influence. Anytime you do something incredible or worthy of a reward, you will start to accrue influence 1 point at a time. You will be able to use this for powerful attacks later. If I am not picking up on what you're putting down and you all think somebody deserves influence, please lobby for it. All right, roll plus mind there, Charlie.
What's a 4?
A 4? That's a failure.
That's a fadeaway 4.
You see, as the vehicle approaches, it is now speeding up and the motorcycles pull ahead. And you can tell somebody's rolling down the passenger side window. You slap the binoculars over to see, and a hand comes out and flips you.
It's definitely my ex-boyfriend.
At this point, the motorcycles have caught up to you and are now flanking your vehicle and are approaching the side of the car. What you can see now is a pickup, as that first one you saw, has come up right behind you. The ones on the motorcycles, it seems to be a driver and a passenger, and they do appear to be armed. What are they armed with, you ask? Well,
What are
they
armed
seem
with?
to have pistols and machetes.
This isn't good.
Mm.
Can I give it the old swerve? White knuckled, quick little bump on the left and the right. I feel like this is a dangerous situation. If I'm seeing guns surrounding, I'm feeling like a caged bird. If I've really got wheels on this car, can I give the motorcycles like a little love tap?
Absolutely. You're going to be just rolling a dex check, which is going to be plus dexterity to see how well you can handle the maneuver.
I roll 2 or 1?
You roll both, and then you'll add your dexterity to the total.
Thank you. 7.
Okay,
Ooh.
that's going to be a partial success. You swerve and tap one. They almost lose control and decelerate. The pickup passes them. When you tap the other, they bounce off, but the passenger leaps from the motorcycle and grabs onto the roof rack of your SUV. He's now trying to smash the back window with his machete.
I want to reach out and stab him in the hand holding on with a hypodermic syringe.
Indeed, which is going to kick us into an initiative. So starting with Doc, you're going to be rolling a melee attack. That's going to be plus strength.
Oh, shoot. 9.
That's pretty good. So you've got a vacuum syringe. I believe this was kind of a imaginary weapon you've created. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what it does before we start to see how it affects the world?
Some very proprietary tech I have. It goes into my sonic syringe. And from elements that I collect, I can craft various potions, as it were. My nickname in college was the Swamp Witch. Don't worry about it. So what I have picked up in this car is a fingernail clipping, a candy wrapper, some blood from, we have no idea if an animal or a human, and I give it a little for luck, and it gurgles with an orange glow. I lean out of the window and stab it into the back of his hand that's holding onto the top of our SUV.
Okay, with a partial success, you are going to deal your damage, which is 3.
Okay.
You can see the blood pulsing through his veins as it starts to fill up your syringe, and he starts howling. He does reach through his arm and jab you with the machete. That is going to deal 2 damage to you.
Jeez.
As it almost bounces off your lab coat, which seems to have a little bit of an armor-like quality to it. So that armor will negate some of the damage, but not all of it. Which is going to take us to the top of the... And he says, "Hey, you don't need to get crass."
You stabbed me.
These seem to be marauders. Now that they're close enough, face pressed against the window. They're a little dirty, covered in like jean vests and bandoliers and straps. They've got like straps all over their wardrobe. Charlie, you see Doc reach out the window and suck some blood out of this fool. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to turn up the EDM music, and then I'm going to, and it's got really deep bass, like reverberate.
The car's like
crazy. Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to take out my baton flail, and I'm going to lean out the window, and I'm going to be like, "Hey, motherfucker!" The guy, can I say that? Okay, I forgot I didn't check with that. "Hey, you Emmer effer," and the guy that's cutting me off, and I'm going to fling my flail to the beat, and then right when it drops the bass, I'm going to hit him really hard in the head.
Okay. You're going to be rolling plus strength.
Okay. 10.
Oh, full success. You want to just give us one more visual of what this baton flail looks like?
Oh, yeah. So it's a dance baton that I modified, and I stuck a chain to it, and then it's got a big spiky ball attached to it.
Probably like a disco ball, right?
Oh, yeah, it's got lots of reflective stuff, so it probably blinds them at the same time.
Well, with a full success, you're going to be giving the full amount of damage. How much is that on the baton flail?
3 arm.
Ooh. You whack this dude who's clinging to the car. The hypodermic comes loose. You still keep a handle on it there, Doc. As he falls off the vehicle, he does slash forward and catch your arm, dealing 2 harm to you.
Okay.
But you got some pretty beefy armor, so that might not even get through.
Yeah. Oh, my armor's 2.
Then it just bounces off. What are you wearing there, Charlie?
I'm wearing a dance leotard.
Made out of mithril?
The stretchy fabric creases but does not pierce, and this marauder falls off, catches the motorcycle that he jumped off of, and you watch it flip into the side of the road. 1 motorcycle down. As you're cruising forward, there is a explosion behind as the motorcycle and its riders disintegrate. You still have 1 motorcycle and an a pickup truck behind you. The pickup truck has now accelerated and rams the back of your car. Eddie, your turn.
Eddie is kind of a skinny guy, so immediately as he saw like the motorcycle start to rum up, he sort of like leans against one of the doors that he's in, grabs his pistol and goes like, all right, yeah, tooled up, and then sort of leans out the door, out of the window, looks back at the pickup truck and tries to aim for the tire.
Okay.
And just like screams at, it's gonna go, you gotta know my name, Eddie, easy money, blah blah blah. Just try to shoot that way.
All right, that's gonna be a ranged attack. You're rolling plus dex.
What is that? 14?
Oh, that's real good. You're going to be dealing full damage with the option to either deal an extra point, give a +1 to your teammates, so anybody that you want to, they get to use a +1 on any roll or their next roll moving forward, or you can choose to make it not cost any ammo.
I'm gonna give a +2 to an ally. I'm gonna, after sort of doing my shots, I'm gonna sling back into the car. But because I'm imagining I'm sitting right behind Darrow, and I sort of tap his shoulder and I go, "Come on, ram it, ramming speed."
You reach out before that and shoot the tire, and you watch it. The pickup truck starts losing speed and swerving. They have not lost complete control, but they don't seem to be able to keep up with your SUV any longer. And Darrow, your turn. You do have a +1 on your next roll.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so remind me. So tires popped, cars wobbling.
Popped, cars wobbling. There's still
where's the other
one
motorcycle?
motorcycle keeping up. It would be coming up around passenger side of the car. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
driver's side, because Tap Shoes already took out the other one on the passenger side.
Yeah. Not quite conventional, but I'm gonna take one hand off the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna reach down on my right side to old Betsy, just a sniper rifle. Let's call it old Betsy. Reload right there, nice and fancy style on my hip. Put the unconventionally long-ranged weapon at close and try to take a trick shot. Do really cool stuff, bend bullets. See if I can't loop a bullet from his gas tank and through him.
All right, this is going to be
driver.
one of your special moves.
Yeah.
Roll it. This one is plus dex. Yeah.
GM, could we say if he succeeds, is this an influence?
Oh, yeah.
13.
Sweet. That is a full success. You watch as you don't
14,
know
right?
for
With the plus
sure how, yeah, it's a super success. You're not sure how it happens because this gun's like 5 feet long.
Oh yeah.
You watch somebody just like Tetris it in 5 different angles and then just stick it out. And with the pull of the trigger, you see a flick of the wrist and the bullet catches the wind and dives through. The motorcycle explodes. Both drivers are flung off. One barely catches onto your bumper and is now being dragged on the road. The other one grabs the roof rack and is kind of flopping. They both appear to have taken a little bit of damage, but the motorcycle, that's gone. Darrow, you get an influence point for that. Which brings us back
These guys
down
are some
to
stage 4 clingers.
Doc.
Time to flush these turds. That's my battle. So I want to get out and like insult them and then kick at them to try to get them to drop to let go of the back of the car. Can I get out of the back window enough in our SUV?
We're gonna take this by turns because I think that there's several opportunities for magic to happen here. So I assume because you're such a hardcore doctor, you're going to be trying to crawl up out of the window onto the roof.
Is it a hatchback? Can I go into the way back and have the hatch come open? And then kick them in the face?
You crawl over the there's like a couple supply boxes that you guys have brought along for this mission. You crawl over the back seat on top of those and pop it. There is a marauder hanging onto the bumper when the door opens up, and you are just looking down at this person trying to get back up. He seems to have dropped both of his weapons and just has his hands going.
Aw, look at you, my little lab rat. And I'm gonna attempt to stab him in the eye.
Okay, you're going to be rolling another melee attack. That's going to be plus strength.
Okay. Ooh, it's a 9, but minus my strength. It's an 8.
Okay, still a partial success. You stab him in the eye and feel the the eyeball shudder, and then the entire eyeball is just into the syringe. You're now
I want to
holding
get a little bit
syringe.
of that. I need this.
You actually can see in the cartridge of your syringe a full eyeball floating around in the liquid, which is, I think, the blood of another marauder.
I always wanted one of these.
In his howl of rage, he reaches out and grabs the tail of your lab coat and pulls you down. And you feel yourself slipping. Why don't you just give me a straight up dexterity roll here?
Okay. Oh, no.
Yes.
I got 2 1s.
Oh, wow.
But I have +2, bringing me to 4.
Okay, that is a failure. So you are able to, as you're going down, kick the marauder in the face, who's already very injured. He lets go and goes rolling, gets run over by the pickup truck, which nearly loses control. But Doc, you have now taken his place and are holding on to the bumper. Your legs are dragging on the cement. You will need to take 1 harm. That is going to penetrate armor because it is getting thrown out of a car damage. All right, Doc, you are now clinging to the back of the vehicle, desperately trying to get back inside, which brings us back to the top of the round. That's going to be Charlie.
So
Charlotte
Doc's clinging to
Vanderslice.
the other vehicle?
No, she's almost fallen out of your SUV.
And there's people on the roof?
There is one person scrambling up onto it. The second is, you don't want to know about that other guy.
Okay. I'm gonna grab my my shotgun and I'm gonna climb onto the roof and I'm gonna shoot him.
So it is a sawed-off shotgun, but does it have any of Charlotte's patented flair?
Well, yeah, it's got I call it my lock and glock. My pop and lock. I can't say it. Pop and glock. Oh, its name is Pop and Glock.
Why?
Yes, and it well, it shoots bullets, but it also shoots glitter.
Excellent. You will be rolling. Your shotgun functions a little bit differently than the other ranged weapons in this game. It is a close range only, but that allows you to roll plus strength when you use it.
Okay. 10.
You lean out with the pop and glock. There is an explosion of glitter, which clouds the sky behind the vehicle, and the marauder disintegrates in the spray. Pieces of him fly backwards, slapping off of the windshield of the pickup truck that is desperately trying to regain control.
But it's pretty, right? It's covered in glitter.
Oh, yeah, and the blood makes all the glitter stick to their truck, so it just is just shining in the sun. The windshield wipers aren't doing anything but smearing it.
Okay, excellent.
And with that 10, you are able to either conserve ammo. You didn't need to deal extra damage because you just eviscerated this marauder.
Okay.
Or pass a +1 forward.
Can I help Doc get it back in the van?
Yeah, you can throw your +1 forward to Doc, and when she rolls, she'll have that.
Okay, here you go, Patch.
That brings us to Eddie.
Oh man,
So much just happened.
I don't want to ruin what Charlie's just did, because I was gonna spend my turn picking up the Doc.
You do have a pickup that's still gaining on you, or attempting to with its busted wheel. That has delayed it significantly from reaching you.
You know, I think Eddie will play the character. I think because I don't want to ruin what Charlie did, and I think this is all in character. Eddie kind of grabs the top because he's still inside the car. He sort of grabs it, starts to stand up, goes to the open trunk, stands over the dock, and has a moment where he's like, in his other life, he would have just stomped her feet and let her go. And you see
Help
this.
me, Eddie! Help me! You're supposed to be a team, you bastard! Pull me in! Why are you hesitating? Don't make me stab you in your sleep, Eddie! Do me a solid!
And I reach down and I'll grab the dock, pull her in.
Okay. We will allow that +1 to apply for both of you. You're both gonna need to roll. Eddie, strength. Doc, dex.
I'm not a strong person.
And you both get
You're
the
strong
+1.
of heart, Ed. You got this.
Okay. That's a -1 though. That's gonna be a 7.
Okay.
13, baby.
Okay. What happens is, Doc, you are able to assist in this. Eddie doesn't seem to be the strongest jack in the car repair kit and has trouble pulling you up, but you are nimble enough to slip in through under his legs and slide into the back and kind of cram in between the boxes. Eddie, you do succeed in this maneuver, but with a partial success. The pickup now has gotten under its control and approaches, matching your speed. You are now going side by side down the highway. In the bed of the pickup, you can see 2 more marauders who are bringing up their rifles. One of them takes a shot at you, and you are going to receive 3 damage.
Okay. I fall back to the other side of where I just got shot with the momentum. I look to the dock and I go, "You owe me. You fucking owe me, all right?"
There's like blood.
You fucking owe me, all right?
That's a flesh wound. Jump on the hood and kill him.
It's not my turn.
Stein.
Oh my god.
You now have a car alongside you, driver's side.
Yeah, with two marauders in the back.
Yeah, one of them appears to be aiming again.
I love the human disco ball out of guts and glitter that as a Charlie just made.
It's almost difficult to see because of how much glitter's on the car and the sun reflecting off of it.
I feel like running off the confidence of my first shot, feeling pretty good about it. I'm going to go ahead, still one-handed, do a fancy little reload, aim it over again, shoulder hurting, but not saying a thing about it, trying to match the epicness here of my friends. I'm going to take a shot straight through the passenger and driver's side. Just right dead in that window.
Roll a ranged attack.
Plus dex?
Plus dex.
10.
Sweet. With a 10 on a range attack, you explode the passenger side window. You can see that the passenger who was trying to load some kind of Uzi takes around to the neck and falls forward.
Oh.
The bullet just misses the driver who rams your vehicle. You're going to need to take a dexterity check.
God. One hand on the wheel, one hand on my gun. 8, 9, 10, 11.
Pretty good. You do not lose complete control, but the SUV starts to go off the road, and you can see where you are. There's like a lot of it's kind of like Kansas-y, like a lot of plains, a lot of tall grass, no big rocks, no big hills, but you are now off the road and you're bouncing through, struggling to maintain control as the pickup takes your place in the closer lane, keeping you from coming back up onto the road.
God. Can I put my gun and grab 2 hands again, just in the same motion?
Yes.
Just
you are able to get both hands back on the wheel, and you are now fighting to.
Yeah, I'm white knuckling that thing.
Control.
Okay.
Which brings us back to Doc. Eddie is bleeding on you, and you are safely in the back of the SUV. The door is still open.
Saved your ass, love. I saved your ass.
You did, and I appreciate it so much. I'm just going to take a tiny sample of this blood for later. Don't worry about it. It's
your madness.
And we have some donations.
Oh, we got some donations, everybody.
Oh.
What's the action?
Bring the action.
Hang on.
We got some donation information coming in, and I'm about to let Mark relay it to everybody, I think.
Yeah, as soon as I can figure out where it went.
Reality's changing somewhere.
Yeah.
The clouds
We're
are
in slow
shifting
motion.
in time lapse.
Okay, the amazing Spider-Man has donated for a hashtag RAR. Merkwerky has donated for a hashtag super duper. Maybe the doc shouldn't be road hauled to death in the first 20 minutes. Keen has donated saying, give our team a hand and leg up with hashtag weapons out.
What does that mean you guys get? I think you guys just got 3 cool things, right? I'm going to bleeding out.
I know. I have to
Yeah,
go
we have a
look.
hashtag super duper,
Super duper.
a hashtag weapons out, and a hashtag RAR.
Okay, just let us know who you want the super duper to go to, and that player will have a full success in their back pocket to spend on any action they take for the remainder of the game. They get 1 per.
Wow.
Weapons out, if you could just let us know which weapon you want. Or if not, I'll just give them 1. And for RAR, you guys got a monster incoming.
Yeah,
We're also
do.
just going to know which kind of monster. We're going to take Doc's turn and then hopefully get a little bit more information so we can start dropping some crazy shit into this game. Doc, what do? The clouds have time-lapsed. Eddie's blood was in slow motion, and then back in, and then out as
I was like,
twisting around.
It's like I was tripping on Blood Plague there for a minute. Oh, that brought back the days. So I'm going to use my sonic blaster.
Okay,
And
describe
I'm
it to
going
us.
to. Okay, so here it is.
Whoa.
This is it.
It's a conch shell.
And when I blow this, it sends a shockwave over them that puts everyone who's in the blast radius into slow motion and deals 1 harm. Oh, I mean, don't leave us alone, Marana.
I just wanted to get an eye on that crazy weapon.
Thought when you first
Sonic
stated it, you
Blaster.
said harm. Harm.
Okay, yeah. So the pickup's windows vibrate, splinter, and then pop and fall away. Everybody that's in that pickup, there are a driver, and you can see now in the back seat 2 people, and in the bed 2 people. Everybody in the blast radius is going to have basically disadvantage on any of the stuff that you guys do. So anybody who's attacking them is going to get an additional +2, and all of the Marauders' ears start to bleed as they clamp their hands over them. Before we go back to the top of the round and you guys start blasting these fools. Okay. I got some information here. So, Charlie, you pop open the glove box and root around. You throw the vehicle registration out the window and the weed that you were hiding in there, and you find too late.
Yeah, we needed that.
You do find a small, what looks like velvet dice bag. I am going to add a weapon to the bottom of the character sheet because it's really weird. It's called the Bag o' Fun, which is now going to be going to Doc. The way that this works is every time you use it, you're going to pull out a random item. The item will be colored based on the success of your dice roll, and you will be able to use whatever ability you like, and it will be context sensitive. So you never really know what's coming out, but you'll be able to use it in the moment.
Okay.
It then disappears after use, but the bag remains available.
Okay, so I have it available for the rest of my turns, or is it like limited to a couple turns?
No, sorry. This is for Charlie, who just totally threw the weed out the window like a narc before she fell.
Okay.
It's okay. I got Molly back at the base camp.
Wow. Dance kid.
We have to use the lab for good, y'all.
Doc, you are receiving a full success that you get to keep in your back pocket that you can use when you're trying to do whatever you want.
Thank you.
And there is one more thing here. The super duper. Oh, it's for the doc. Gotcha. Cool. Okay. Is that everything, Mark? Did I get them all? Bag of holding, super duper. Oh, and RAR. We're still waiting for the monster. But Charlie, it's your turn. You just picked up a bag of holding.
Yeah, the RAR is not fully funded. It's a donation towards a RAR.
Okay, we're working towards a monster drop. When that happens, no matter what's going on, whatever monster you guys pick, it drops into the world. For all you future donators out there, hit us up with the type of thing you want after your hashtag, just so I can stop sucking at my job. Okay, thank you. Charlie, what do you do?
Okay, so the bag of funds for Doc, right?
No, I got confused about the two. I think that's your bag.
Is it my bag?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got a crazy idea. Am I able to hop into the other vehicle?
Yes, you are. It's going to take some doing, but I think you should try.
Okay, I would like to also grab my Daft Punk mixtape and crawl into the cab of the other vehicle.
Cool. Just to be clear, is that on a tape cassette?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
It's a cassette.
Okay.
Yeah, these are old vehicles.
You are able to snake out of the passenger side window up onto the roof so that you're kind of surfing on top of your SUV. The pickup truck is on the driver's side, so you approach the edge of the vehicle. You're going to need I believe you have a skill for this, don't you? It's called 6 stunts.
Yeah, I got 6 stunts.
All right, you get a roll plus strength to do some stunts, and there are varying degrees of success here.
I said
7. Pretty good. You leap across to the pickup truck with a partial success. You do make it, but lose your footing and fall into the bed where there are currently 2 marauders, very surprised to see you. What would you like to do?
I'd like to do jazz hands and then smack the shit out of both of them.
Okay. You are going to... So here's what's up. You could use an ultimate here. But because you don't have any influence, you wouldn't be getting any bonus to the roll. If you succeed, it would allow you to hit both of them. Otherwise, you're just rolling a melee attack and punching the closest person. Or, sorry, jazz handsing the closest person.
Oh.
How lucky you feeling, punk?
I don't know. These dice have been very, very unpredictable. So wait, so if I just aim for one person, I get to use my plus strength?
Yeah.
But I can still jazz hands them?
Yeah, I think we could easily wrap the flavor of this attack into a jazz hands maneuver. And you are getting a +2 because Doc wasted all these fools with a sonic blast.
Oh, I'm already getting a +2.
You're getting an additional +2 from Doc.
Oh, then I'm gonna go ultimate. I'm gonna try to take them both out and just hit them at the same time.
All right. Will you explain to us the flavor of your ultimate? Because it's pretty fun.
Oh, wait, but my ultimate is not jazz hands. My ultimate's something else.
You're telling me that when you're spinning around being a tornado of death, you wouldn't have the wherewithal to put a little flare into your fingertips?
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So my ultimate is when I'm surrounded by 3 or more enemies, I've got tap shoes and they've got daggers that pop out, and I do a dagger tornado pirouette sort of thing, but I'll add in the jazz hands for extra flair.
Cool. We're going to count one of the fools in the back seat who's still clutching bleeding earlobes as the 3rd enemy, well within range, because you're just in the back of the bed of this pickup truck. You will be rolling plus influence, of which you have 0, but you are getting a +2 from the sonic blast.
Okay. 7. Just barely.
All right, partial success. You get to attack 2 targets. There are 2 in the bed of the pickup with you, and you will be dealing 2 damage per as you spin around, tapping and flicking these daggers that have now popped out of your shoes and slicing them up. Their gear is tattered as fuck now. And you can see that not only are they in pain, but they're a little embarrassed for not looking fresh. You are still, however, in between these 2 guys who have dropped their rifles and pulled out machetes.
Oh.
Eddie.
I've been seeing Daryl taking out his sniper and doing these sick close range shots and taking out the passenger, and I know we're still neck and neck. I have an idea what he might try. Although no, we're still on the road. We're still bumping.
Yeah, we're like bumping along here. I'm
You're still
I'm
close.
holding it.
The
And
pickup
we have
truck
another
is pulled over to
donation.
match you. Got a donation incoming.
Okay.
All right, so Silver Segnet has donated a hashtag weapons out, the Chaos Wand. And the Amazing Spider-Man has donated the rest of the donation for the RAR Juggernaut in the middle of the road.
Okay. Here's what happens.
Oh no.
Eddie, this might throw a wrench into your gears.
Go for it. I love it.
In the back seat, the back seat holder, you reach in and pull out an empty Mountain Dew can that's been crushed and you're not sure why somebody left it in there. You toss it out the window, reach back in and pull out the Chaos Wand. It is
Recycling, geez, you guys, it's the apocalypse, but we can have a little civility. Anyway, there might have been rare mold growing in there I could have used.
That was probably the bomb.
There is a strange group of rules for the Chaos Wand. Eddie, I'm putting it onto the bottom of your gear. Everybody brace yourselves. It's going to kick all of your character sheets down, but we're going to accommodate that.
Ooh, okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to roll plus mind and based... Oh, no, sorry. All you have to do is roll 1d6 and the number is going to determine which of these things happen. But before you have a chance to decide, you're eyeballing this truck and Stein says something loud and expletive. Sorry, Daryl. You look up and you can see that there is now a juggernaut barreling down the road towards... it's in the road, so it's actually heading straight on towards the pickup, but its reach looks like it might be able to reach over and grab you. Now, Doc, you've studied the infected and some of the more dangerous versions of them. Do you want to just give us a little taste of what this juggernaut looks like?
The juggernaut has mutated like a very undead Stay Puft Marshmallow Man who's also ripped through the leisure wear last seen prior to being infected. The eyes are yellow and running with pus. He's got open sores and blood dripping down his face. And he's got a giant, crackly, yelling mouth full of cracked teeth that you can smell his breath from 100 yards. And he's going...
You guys can feel the truck jump with every boom, 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 massive footfall. It seems to have been drawn to this area by the revving engines and the loud gunfire. And it now is inexplicably drawn to the glittering, shimmering pickup truck that Charlie is in the bed of. Eddie, what do you do?
Question about the Chaos Wand. Do I roll and then see the effect, or do I just point the wand and I roll to see it? Like, do I get to choose beforehand or afterwards?
It's a Chaos Wand, my dude.
All right. Well, yeah, I hear the fuck from the north, from the front of the pickup or our car. I look wide-eyed at this juggernaut. I'm like, it's one of them things again. I grab the wand from the thing, and I don't know what this Mountain Dew was doing back there. I'll point the one at the two people who were fully hurt by Charlie's sort of jazz hand dance spin, and I'll roll to see what happens.
All right, roll 1d6.
A 3.
A 3 is going to be an ice beam. You watch as a glowing blue wave of energy cascades out of the wand and coats the entire bed of the pickup truck. Charlie, please roll a dexterity check. You.
Question: if it does the bed of the pickup truck, does it do the tires as well?
I think that's fair. Let's see how your buddy does first, though.
Yeah,
Charlie?
well.
11.
11? You are able to leap onto the hood of the cabin in time to dodge this wave of ice as it coats the two marauders in back, who start to stiffen, and you can see all of their movement being slowed, nearly to a stop, because they were already suffering a similar effect from Doc. Their guns coat with a rime of frost. The bed of the pickup is now covered in it as well, and you see the wheels lock up and stutter as though somebody's slamming on the brakes, and the pickup starts to fishtail. Charlie, you are hanging on for dear life on the top of this vehicle as it's going.
Someone take over the driver!
Darrow, you're driving off-road, and there is a juggernaut quickly approaching, playing a game of chicken with the truck that your friend is clinging to. What do you do?
Yes, I don't know if my driving's as good as my shooting, but goddamn, we're gonna try. I feel like at this point, I see this glitter bloodmobile. It's half frozen. It's losing its control and traction. Juggernaut ahead. Can I quickly like swerve behind and try to ram this thing to create this glitter blood missile of car at the Juggernaut?
Yeah.
I feel like I would just be like, let's just ram the shit out of this thing to head on the Juggernaut. And
Glitter
just like
blood missile.
just glitter, blood, and Juggernaut everywhere. I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah. First, Charlie, take.
But I'm like waving to Charlie, like, get the fuck off that car. I'm already
Charlie,
turned into a weapon.
Take an influence for all of the jumping out of a car and handling yourself on the enemy vehicle that you've been doing. Darrow, you're going to roll dexterity to see how well you can pull this maneuver.
I never passed my driving test. Plus anything?
That's dex.
11.
Full success.
Yes.
You pop the brakes, drop back behind the pickup. They're not ready for it, and swerve back onto the road. You maintain expert control as you hit the accelerator and ram this pickup. It powers forward, and we're going to give Charlie an opportunity here. But you can see it careening towards the Juggernaut. Doc, you have a turn before Charlie needs to make an attempt to escape this blood missile, glittery blood missile. Is there anything you would like to do on your turn to assist?
Am I still in the back and she's on the hood? She's in the passenger. She's in the driver's seat, but I'm still in the back?
She's clinging to the roof of the enemy's pickup, and you are in the back. You have easy access, as you've shown, climbing to and from the back seat to the back area.
Okay.
You'll probably need to step on Eddie, who's still bleeding, but I don't think he'd mind.
It's for the good of the team.
Really?
I'm sorry. I'll come up with a patch later, I promise. So what I want to do is I'm going to use my lab coat as a bridge, and I'm going to be like, take my lab coat, and like throw one end for her to grab so I can get Eddie behind me and we'll yank her back into the car.
Okay.
Eddie will get stepped on and be like, grab
Yeah.
just sort of her.
Or at least Eddie is going to be a soft place for Charlie to land.
He's not only in pain and deciding to help you in this endeavor, but you've also elected for him to be the safety net of this drop.
Get ready and help me catch her.
Okay. I think this is just going to be Dex.
Okay.
It is, yeah. I think it's just going to be Dex.
All right, here we go. Ooh, it's looking good for me. 12.
Okay. You are going to get a +2 on this, Charlie, but you are
Woo!
also going to need to roll acrobatics or dex to get down off the hood and jump. The ones who are frozen and in slow-mo aren't going to be a hindrance. We're talking about the leap off of the bed of this pickup to grab Doc's lab coat.
So I get a +2 plus my dex?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have to do real bad to fail this.
Don't put that out in the world. Don't do
say
that.
Don't say that.
She
I
says that
love
she drops her
divas.
dice.
I got an 11.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. You watch as Charlie just steps down off the cabin, ice skates through the bed of the pickup, and leaps as Doc flings out the lab coat. Charlie grabs a hold of it and swings around with a hard pull from Doc and flies right into Eddie, who takes 1 harm.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm so
I literally
sorry,
look
Eddie.
look at Charlie and go, why is your... It's so heavy.
It's the tap shoes.
There is little time to celebrate, however, as you watch the pickup truck in front of you collide with the legs of the Juggernaut. It flattens and flips up into the beast, who's coming at it full speed. Both of them tumble end over end as debris and tires and more crushed Mountain Dew cans are flying everywhere.
No, we need those too.
We're going to need a dexterity check from Darrow to see how well you'll be able to avoid this.
The big
train
swerve.
wreck.
God, I love this action movie we just created. This is amazing. Glitter, there's acrobatics, there's frozen ray guns.
Mountain Dew.
Chat, can we get another F in the chat for the lost weed?
Oh no.
No, he's so upset about the weed.
Wait.
Payroll.
Before I pull this maneuver, I would like to pull my personal stash. Hand it back.
Just
I
shut
can
up.
I see the loss in his eye. I see the loss in his eye. So before I pull this maneuver off,
I'm
I want to
hurting, bruv. I'm really hurting, bruv. I'm
just gonna tap him on the shoulder, and he looks up and he sees that bag right there on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's like a big bag too, and you're like, damn, and you open it.
From
and
the
it,
ghillie
like,
suit,
doesn't
it's just-
smell very
this
good.
ain't no dime.
It's like a lot of weed, but it looks like swag. So, with a partial success, you're able to yank the e-brake and start to fishtail out. The pickup truck flips up and over you, and in slow-mo, you can just see this scatter of blood and glitter clouding your windshield as you are screaming to a stop. The Juggernaut barrels through and knees the side of the SUV on his way over, flips, and starts to slide across the street. It still looks to be alive, as far as undead stuff can be, but not moving. So, with that, you can hear that the SUV has taken some damage, and you're not sure how well it's going to be able to handle. But you have safely come to a stop. The pickup truck is been smashed in a can crusher and is now somewhere down the road. And there's a Juggernaut laying prone in the street behind you.
Please tell me this thing is covered in glitter. It's like the prettiest Juggernaut in the entire world.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like in this spray pattern, so it looks very deliberate, like very Bowie and almost like a lightning bolt up. I believe that does take us back to Eddie, who we skipped for a quick dexterity maneuver. You're actually in the back of the truck or the SUV where the hatchback is still up, and 5 feet from you are the little feet of the Juggernaut. It's laying on the ground behind you.
I look to the dock because I'm assuming the wand is hers. Because I'm like, why would Eddie ever have this? And I go, what is this thing?
Took it off an ex-boyfriend. I think he is covered in glitter somewhere back there. I don't really honestly know what it does, but it's always a lot of fun at parties.
Well, it's got like an ice thing, so try it again.
All right, roll a 1d6.
That's gonna be a 1.
Okay, with a 1. You see this beautiful, beautiful green swirl of energy spiral out of the tip of the wand and create this like billowing fog that settles over the juggernaut. It is so thick you cannot see through it.
Chat's calling it weed.
You watch as a brief breeze picks up and blows this away. And when it does, you're surprised to see that the hulking figure of the juggernaut is no longer in the street because you cast Cleanse, which cures infection from target. There is now what looks like a bodybuilder laying on the street in tattered sweatsuit who gets up and says, "What happened? What happened?"
What?
You just survived a car crash, cuz look at you, bro.
Oh my god.
This is fascinating. I must take samples immediately.
He
Come closer.
He's scared. You're gonna need to you're going to need to roll. So all threats have been taken care of. We are now out of initiative, so we're gonna roll with whatever moves you want to make. Doc, in order to convince this very startled person to do what you'd like, you're going to need to roll charisma.
Oh dear. That's why I went into science, so I wouldn't have to use my charisma. Look, it's just for your own health. It won't hurt a bit. Can't hurt in the last however many years you've survived as a juggernaut. Let's be honest. I don't even have to tell you where you've been.
Oh yeah. What year is it to, like, do you know what year it is?
Me? No wonder, Mike.
It's a 4.
Oh wow. The bodybuilder looks less startled and a little bit more angry, rolls up his sleeves and says, "Nice lab coat. Did you do this to me?" And starts approaching, fisticuffs coming up. What do y'all do?
Pull out my gun. I wouldn't do that.
Whoa!
Whoa! Back. Go on.
Please
Be
be
roadkill.
my
Go
Renee.
on.
There's like nothing around. What?
You know what? Hold on. What's in your pockets?
He reaches in and pulls out. It looks like maybe a Kit Kat that's been melted.
Yeah.
It's still in the wrapper,
Go,
but
give me
it's
the sweet.
very. He tosses it on the ground in front of you.
I mean, hey, that's for 2 people. Let's just be clear. A Kit Kat is for 2 people.
I feel like
Just letting.
a lot has happened. Grab the sweets, grab the snacks. Let's get the hell out of here, guys. Holy shit.
He has
that's
his
a
hands
wild
up and
ride.
he just backs away and starts to walk down the street backwards until he gets a fair distance and then turns and starts to jog.
Leave the zombie chew toy for somebody else. Let's get out of here.
Okay, fine. That was so interesting though. I'll find him later.
You
Guy's
can
a
stab
bodybuilder,
other
he can
people,
run.
Doc. There's always other people. I'll let you stab me later. It'll be fine. Let's get out of here.
You start to-
friend.
You all pile back into the truck, but when you turn it on and start to go, you can feel that something's not right with the rear passenger side
Clunky.
wheel. It's a little clunky. Would anybody like to try and attempt to fix that?
And we have a donation.
We have a donation.
Oh no,
The Amazing Spider-Man has donated another $45
Who is the amazing
for a
Spider-Man?
hashtag R. Blood Feral.
Oh,
no.
Come on.
Okay,
kill
so let's take this in beats here. So in order to repair anything, you'll be rolling plus mind. So whoever is the best at that will be tackling that.
I feel like I own this car at
Not
this
me.
point. Unless it's Doc.
Doc?
You got a good mind.
Try it.
Okay. Doc goes to the back of the SUV, pops it open, and pulls out the repair kit from one of the supply boxes and starts to lay out the tools. And then What do they sound like, Doc?
Oh, it's the sweet, sweet sound of metal instruments, preferably sharp ones. It's just music to my ears. I had to do this a lot, Taya was on the road testing out, cures and getting samples across the country before I found this group of people. So I've had to repair a few flats in my day.
Look, that wasn't exactly what I was asking, but I love that you said that. And so I think that happens in
like a body.
character. You're like unfolding these tools and just telling people these things. I actually meant the blood feral.
To me.
The blood feral. What do we see? It starts to crawl up out of a little ditch that is now forming along the side of the road that looks like something for drainage as you're approaching a bridge. And you see these long fingers crawl as it raises its head up. Doc, what do they see? Your back is actually to that as you're talking about how lovely sharp metal tools are, and you're starting to like work on the tire.
This is great. Oh, this takes me back. But the feral is coming out as a blood feral, so every pore on its body is oozing blood plague, and it just is. It's looking like Carrie when she got blood dumped on her, but on all fours. More Resident Evil Doberman than human at this point. And kind of starting to growl menacingly, and that it's building up for a charge. Okay, so what I think what this scene is, Doc, first just give me a plus mind roll to see how well you can repair this truck. Okay.
Fastest wheel change in the West.
Oh, yeah. I'm good. Okay, 13.
Okay, Doc is so absorbed in her speech and the action that the camera's actually looking past her. We see her face in the foreground as she's just going to town on this car and actually fixing it very quickly. As the three of you watch this blood feral climb out. The three of you will need to protect Doc while she works on fixing this tire. It's going to take us to the top of the order, which is going to be Charlie.
Well, I would like to pull out the bag of fun. I've never seen a blood feral before, so I want some fun new weapon.
Reach into the bag.
I just roll?
And then just roll. You get to choose which modifier you use. You will be just rolling 2d6 and tell me what the number is. Which modifier would you like to use?
Full strength. No, charisma. Let's do charisma.
Okay, so I'm going to color it based on the mod, and I love that. So you're rolling plus charisma.
I'm going to charm the shit out of this bag.
Okay.
8.
Okay. You reach into the bag and feel something cold and wet and firm.
Ugh.
And you pull out, it's a small dice bag. You pull out something that shouldn't be able to fit inside of it. What looks to be a suit jacket covered in T-bone steaks. The type of meat you are not entirely certain of. But you have a pretty good idea that this will be able to draw the thing's attention to you. You happen to be the tank of the group. And you slip on the T-bone steak suit jacket, and it smells real gross.
I'm like Lady Gaga.
To a T.
You are. You're like a post-apocalyptic Gaga.
Yeah.
The blood feral locks its glowing eyes on you, snarls, and charges. What do you want to do, Charlie? You're now wearing a suit of meat. It's also going to give you a +1 to your armor that will stack.
Oh, you mean I can use my popping Glock and shoot it with glitter?
Yeah. Now
it needs glitter. It's bloody, right? It'll stick to it.
Yes, it is very bloody. It looks like Carrie, I believe that is it. The description was.
Okay.
All right, roll a ranged attack, but for you, that's going to be plus strength.
6.
All right. Let me just double check my rules here.
Damn it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so ranged attacks with guns are very dangerous. So on a failure, you will be dealing reduced damage, which might come in handy, because you're actually going to need to roll 1d6 to see who this attack hits.
Please.
Charlie.
Please.
Charlie, you're 1. Eddie, you're 2.
Mm-hmm.
Darrow, you're 3. Doc, you're 4. 5 and 6 will be the feral.
Okay. Just don't be Eddie.
It
I feel
has
real
to
bad
be.
for Eddie.
The world has to correct this, and it has to be Eddie.
Wow.
It's a 3.
Okay, so you see Charlie whip out this glittery shotgun and aim it, but the feral has now leapt towards the T-bone human stakes. Did I say human? And tackle Charlie. She pulls the trigger, which empties the second barrel on that. I believe you only have 4 ammo to start, so you're down to 2, and you will need a reload. And the blast goes wide. Darrow, it hits you. It does deal reduced damage. And on her poppin' Glock, that is going to be... Ooh, it's nasty. It does 4, but it gets cut in half. So you take 2 as a spray of pellets and glitter blindside you just as you're getting ready to
I
do it.
forgot about the glitter.
And
Oh my-
coated in
You are
that
Poor
Gilly
You
Gilly
just
too.
buckshot
Oh,
my
no.
whole side of me with glitter. -2, you said?
Yeah, so you're just only taking 2. Your armor does apply here.
Slightly less camouflaged on one side now.
Yeah.
Yeah, slightly.
Can it be like that really tiny sand glitter that will never come out?
I'm
Is there
gonna
any
pull it
other
out of
kind?
my beard for years
I'm so sorry.
if we live.
Eddie, you watch this happen. The feral is now pinned Charlie to the ground. And she has just shot Eddie, who's reeling from the glitter blast. It is now... Or, sorry, she
Darrow.
shot Darrow.
Yeah.
And it's now your turn, Eddie.
I place a
And we have
hand
2 more
on.
weapons.
Oh,
What happened?
So we have 2 donations for weapons out. One from Merkworky, because if you can have a fire-breathing unicorn, you absolutely should have a fire-breathing.
Yes!
And one from the amazing Spider-Man and Chainsaw
Spider-Man.
Gun.
What was that?
VIP right now.
Chainsaw
What's
Gun. is the
Chainsaw?
second one.
Chainsaw gun.
Shoots
Right.
chainsaws?
Oh my god.
It does.
Definitely shoots chainsaws. Definitely.
Everything's going to have charges for the super weapons. Chaos Wand's going to have 6 total, so you're down to 4. Chainsaw Gun is going to have 3. And the Unicorn is going to have a moment of glory before it goes to run free, because as we all know, you cannot keep a unicorn as a pet.
You can't cage it.
So here's what happens. Darrow, as you flop onto the ground from this blast, you see some of the debris that was in the Marauder's truck that got obliterated, and laying in a pile of that is what looks to be like a bazooka with the top missing and a chainsaw slotted into it. Eddie, it is your turn. You turn, unsure what to do, when you feel a calm come over you. And striding up next to you is a magnificent, burning unicorn. The mane is on fire.
Yes!
Its hooves are like puffing black smoke as it's eating into the asphalt.
Told you I gave you that
And
good stuff.
its horn is glowing red.
So beautiful.
I look at it.
You will be able to direct this unicorn for your attack. It can either... It has 2 types of attacks, and you can tell it whatever you want to do. They are just called Impale and Fire Breath. You can tell me what the unicorn does to assist you in this moment.
I'm gonna let chat name the horse, but Eddie's gonna be like, "The fuck is this thing? Some sort of
It looks at you.
mythological bullshit bluff." Yeah. Sun Chaser. Yeah, that's a good name. I'm gonna. I don't think Eddie wants to have a horse, so what he does is that he literally goes. He grabs his cricket bat. He pulls back and he smacks the horse in the ass to make it do a fire breath towards the feral.
Okay. It rears up and just whinnies until fire starts erupting out and blasting it.
Yeah, I'm just.
It is an AoE attack.
Oh!
So,
Oh no! Eddie, no!
Charlie, would you please roll me a dex save? Or, if you'd like, instead of trying to wiggle away from the feral that has you pinned, you can try and fight it off and use strength instead. Your call.
Oh, it's strength for sure. It's a better stat.
Okay.
11.
Full success. The fire blasts the asphalt. You watch as Charlie kicks the feral up into the blast and then rolls over and covers her head. All of the stakes on her jacket start sizzling. What's really weird is everybody thinks it's disgusting, except Doc kind of looks over her shoulder like, what's for lunch?
Ew.
The feral is now charred, but it raises back up and screams as the unicorn turns into a cloud of embers and flies away.
Ever
Darrow,
since I
it's
got
your
to the
turn.
States, it's been madness. Absolute madness. I want to go back across the pond.
Just treat it like a big theme park.
Is this how it is
I
in
mean,
the US of A?
it's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
It's a Taco Tuesday.
Darrow, you just found a chainsaw gun with 3 chainsaw bullets.
Yeah, I
And
feel
you're
like I'm picking myself up and getting the glitter out of my eye. Frustratingly grumbling, like a grumpy old man. I'm just pissed. It hurts. The glitter kind of singes a little bit. I gruff a little bit. I'll forgive you later. Grab the bazooka chainsaw gun, confused and puzzled by this weapon myself, being a weaponsmith, and decide the best thing to do is to take a kneel, 1 foot up, and just shoot for glory and just let go.
This will be a dex for a ranged attack. It has its own little stats. 8 chainsaw. 8 chainsaw gun is my description to myself was bazooka that launches chainsaws.
I fully let's just own it. I fully expect this to be a bazooka, so I'm ready to be very surprised here.
There's a delay after you click the trigger for just a second, and then before firing, the chainsaw and launches out of this thing, plunging into the feral, dealing 5 damage, which for this game is pretty big. And just you, Eddie, you're looking at this thing. It's ready to attack you because the unicorn just did. You see a chainsaw blade explode out of its chest, and gravity takes it as it slices this thing in half, and the feral dies.
Amazing.
At that moment, you do hear the final lug nut being tightened into place. Doc, you've just fixed the car.
All right. Shotgun.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well, let's see where you're off to next. Okay, so, oh wow, that's a lot of dudes you just killed. That's a lot of dudes you just killed. Everybody gets 1 influence from that. It got a little out of hand, and you all rolled with it beautifully. Everybody gets 1 influence from just being badasses. With the chase over and the vehicle repaired, you do make it to the rendezvous spot and unload your gear. The 4 of you stand atop a hill on the outskirts of, what did I call this place? Middle Creek. On the outskirts of Middle Creek. And from here, you have a decent view of the little crossroads. Before the outbreak, Middlebreak was a sleepy little town. The main street is in ruins, and there's evidence here of countless firefights, any number of like impromptu defenses put into these buildings that have been torn apart by zombies, marauders, who knows what. It isn't long, though, before your contact from the Wilkerson clan arrives. A fellow in a white tank top, a trucker's hat, who's very sunburned, with scraggly red hair and a beard, scrambles up the hill behind you. He's carrying a pump-action shotgun that looks to be in disrepair, and his backpack clinks and rattles with every step. It looks very heavy. He waves and smiles, a gap-tooth smile, and says, "What's up, y'all? I'm Gus Wilkerson. I'm your guy. You're here for the medical supplies?"
All right, Gus, it's our guy. Y'all, it's our guy. It's our guy.
Yeah. Well, so as you know, we've been having some trouble with red talent in these parts, and they're really putting a cramp on our style. So, basically, in return for this information, I do expect you to just handle the problem so we can get back to business as usual. He points out down to the end of Main Street. You're just a little off, but looking down Main Street, and at the far end, you can just make out the sign for something called the Blood Center. He says, now, I can tell you, Red Talon, hardcore mercenary group, I'm sure you've had plenty of run-ins with these bastards. They've been holed up there for a while. I think they've been using this place as an outpost. So, it's going to be full of some unfriendly people. But if you'd like, he opens his bag and pulls out 2 Molotov cocktails and says, I would be happy to part with these in exchange for some ammunition.
Running low on my ammunition, sadly.
Yeah, there's no like reloading, right? When it says I have 10 rounds, I have 10 rounds, right?
Yeah.
How much you need?
That'll be 2 bullets per Molotov.
Yeah. Yeah, hand it over. I'll give you 4.
Yeah, there you go. He hands you those and takes the bullets and just pockets them in his pocket. He didn't really seem to care what kind you were handing over. It seems like ammunition is at a premium right now.
I'll keep 1, but I'll offer 1 to the team.
I feel like
Who's
I
the
look at
pyro?
Charlie intently to grab some of this
Who
and
wants?
mix it.
To what?
I feel like I
Molotov
nod for you to
cocktail.
grab the other Molotov. I feel like you would you'd want to mix some glitter in this, have some fun.
Oh, yeah. I could add glitter to the Molotov. Then it would be an
Yeah.
explosion of glitter, even bigger than my shotgun.
Yeah, so you take the Molotov. So here's the deal with these, and I just wrote this down so when it's time to throw one, you can consult again. It'll be plus dex to throw these bad boys. They do 4 damage in an AoE. So anybody within arm's reach of your target on a full success will take splash damage. You can use it to like hit multiple people. Or, if your friends are nearby, good luck.
Ooh. Ooh, boy.
Gus Wilkerson says, all right, sweet. That's it. That's the Blood Center. Kill all the dudes in it. And I'm gonna go. Just let me know when it's done.
Yeah, we'll just give you a little ring. A little ringy dingy.
Cool. I imagine that is a metaphor of some kind because we don't have phones.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
When you hear the
Okay.
gunfire stop, we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Anything else you need from Gus? He's gonna just go wait.
Do I have a field kit or a med kit? Can I patch up Eddie? Or does Gus have it in some way that I can get?
Oh, I think you got some med stuff.
I think I have a med kit, but I don't know if I can.
All right, so here's how
Healing
you're. So Gus just gives a 2 thumbs up, y'all. Good luck, and leaves, and goes and camps out in some bushes nearby. So Doc, you do have a move that you can use called Pocket Lab. It allows you to make potions, and I had intended this to cover any number of things. So if you'd like to make a healing potion, you are welcome to. It will depend on your role.
Okay.
There is the potential for side effects. Just know, like, a full success will allow the potion to do whatever you need it to without any consequence. Partial success, you'll get something good out of it and probably something bad. And a failure is going to have the potion result in a way that you would not expect.
Oh dear. Hey Eddie, do you trust me? it's probably not wise to trust
No,
you. I'm just gonna be honest.
I don't love me and you. I don't trust you, but I'm gonna
Perfect.
make sure you. It's the only thing I got right now.
I'm just happy to hear that because I just feel like you see me. You know that I shouldn't be trusted. I appreciate that. But
You're scary.
I do
You're
want
scary,
to try.
love. You're very scary.
I do want to try to see. I have an idea. It's worked before. I can't really tell you how many times it's worked, but if you're up for it, I can try bringing you back to full health. I know that shoulder's been really bothering you since
I got like 4 holes here.
Yeah, I noticed.
Actually bleeding.
Shoot. Yeah, that's more than you should have. So, all right. So I have a. Can I see your hand real fast? From where you smacked that fire unicorn?
If you turn me into a zombie, eating you first.
That's completely fair.
I give you the hand.
And you see a sparkle of mischief in her eyes when she says it too.
And I find a little bit of fire-breathing unicorn residue on Eddie's hands from where he slapped the fire-breathing unicorn, and I shake it carefully into the syringe. It does. It smells amazing. It smells like snickerdoodle. Woo, it's heavenly. And I find
Yo,
another
who's got the
empty...
Kit Kat?
Oh, good call. A little bit of empty Mountain Dew, and I get the last couple drops in there. And this should work. If it doesn't,
I think
Can I
I
ask a clarifying question?
I have the last moment of like, I don't want to do this, but it's already happening. Like, wait, maybe we shouldn't.
May I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
There, Doc?
Yes.
The last we heard about this syringe, it was full of marauder blood and a full human eyeball. Did you take those out ahead of time?
That's in my samples.
Okay, cool. You're going to roll plus mine to see how well your pocket lab works.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a +1 because you used flaming unicorn residue.
Woo! 15 then.
Holy shit. She injects you. There is this moment of fear when you feel the needle pierce skin, and then a wave of euphoria passes over you, and you heal 4 HP.
I grab her shoulder like instinctively as the needle goes in, and I go, ah! Oh.
Easy, easy, tiger. See what I say? Little pinch.
You feel great. No consequences.
Good. Yeah, all right, I feel good. I'm up to full health.
Sweet. How's everybody else doing on health, by the way?
Fine.
I'm down 2. I got a little bit of a spray. A couple BBs
I'm
in
still
the arm.
down 4.
You're down
6
4?
out of 10. Yeah.
Ooh, maybe you should hit yourself in the thigh with that.
Yeah.
Is there any left over? Can EpiPen myself?
Yeah.
Can I stab it into my heart like The Rock?
I could rub some glitter on it.
We're kind of abstracting the ingredients, but as long as you're welcome to put them in. Whatever you put into this thing, if you get consequences, I'm going to base them off of whatever you do. So
I hand you the bag of weed. No, I don't give you the bag. No. Eddie wouldn't give you the bag.
Yeah, don't give the bag.
He gives you a cut from it. You know, he kind of
Put it
grabs
into
got a
my
bail?
sample.
a handful.
Okay.
It's just
So there's a little bit of Mountain Dew and unicorn residue. You put a little bit of weed in there. Are you putting glitter?
Yeah, I'm gonna take some glitter for luck.
I have glitter, and I've also got some new skin for those, dancer toes. So if anybody needs any of that too.
wait, Charlie, what you wearing?
What?
What you wearing? It smells god awful.
Do I still have the meat suit on?
Cook me.
Cooked meat? Well,
You
Take
smell
a tiny sample.
like a weak old butcher.
Just a
I
tiny sample.
know. I could keep it on though, and maybe scare people away.
At this point, you're not sure if it has any mechanical benefits, so it would be more of like an aesthetic choice. Like, do you want to be rocking a T-bone coat?
No, it's a little too bulky for me to do the robot in, so hell no. I'm taking it off.
She flings it aside. All right, Doc, shoot it up. Plus mind.
Okay.
As she's rolling, look over to Gus. You want this? You want the meat suit?
Uh-oh. All right, I have, plus my modifier is 7.
All right, that's going to be a partial success. So you will still get 2 HP out of the bargain.
Okay.
But we got weed.
You're really hungry.
Glitter, Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I feel like you are going to start to shimmer a little bit like a Twilight vampire. And so if you try to make any stealth checks, you will have a -1. But you are now a very sparkly
Literally
person.
glowing.
Yeah, not the coat, but anywhere that there is skin, you are just shimmering. And it does not look natural. It looks synthetic. It looks like you have glitter moving around in the liquid beneath your skin.
It's
You
so
look like a
cool.
Michael Bay film.
I am just, I'm a human lens flare now. Everything I ever dreamed.
Maybe cover the back as we move up.
Okay. All right, so you guys have a choice. You can see that the blood center is not too far from you. It would be a short walk down Main Street. There are some shambling zombies moving around. And there's also the option to cut through what looks like to be what would have been a park that has since the apocalypse overgrown a little bit. So a very small forest. This would have been man-made, but is now overgrown. And you're pretty sure that the forest could get you all the way to the blood center. I'm pretty sure. Anybody want to roll perception to just eyeball these ideas and see if you can get any intel before you choose?
Yes. What
Daryl,
modifier would that be?
But he's saying something.
What modifier?
I was saying Darrow's muted, but it looked like he was saying something.
Sorry.
And very intensely too.
Yeah. Given the was it red talons off in the distance of this blood center, can I pop the old binoculars that I've since then gotten back begrudgingly, but we've now buried the hatchet. Taking a look.
I think she just tossed them haphazardly right before she dove out of the moving vehicle.
Yeah. I've picked them up since, dusted them off. I'd like to take a look through the binoculars, see if they can see anything else at the blood center.
Yeah, they actually give you a +1 to recon as well. So this is going to be plus mind. But you get an additional +1 because of the binoculars.
Okay, so +3.
Oh.
8.
Okay. You catch what appears to be a quick flare, like sunlight on glass on one of the rooftops of Main Street, and then it's gone. You are able... You can't see much in the forest. It looks fine, but there could be any number of things down there. So besides the zombies and a quick flare on top of one of the roofs, that's about all you get with a mixed success.
Yeah. I can't see much. They may have a sniper, though, on the street, so I think we take the side view, try to take as much cover, and jump them.
Try to be as stealthy as possible.
I'm willing to go as quiet as we can until we need to go loud.
Cool.
Do I still have my bazooka, by the way? Is that gone? Is that one?
No,
one
you
shot?
do. It has 2 more shots.
Okay, I got it in the back. Cool.
Bag of holding, because it's just as likely to be weird. It does not have charges, but it will not always be the best thing, so use it at your own. Your Wand of Chaos still has 4 charges left.
Yeah, I put that in the back pocket.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like just knowing guns, I'll recognize the glare of the sniper.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
You trying to be stealthy?
Till we don't have to be anymore.
Are my tap shoes on concrete quiet?
That's why we're going to go through the forest.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
you guys go in the forest.
Oh, okay.
You'll have a slight benefit here, even though everybody is kind of watching you walk through the bramble as you go down the hill towards the forest, stepping gingerly in your tap shoes, occasionally using the blades that poke out of the toes to like chop your way through denser parts with high kicks. Gilly suited up.
In my natural element in the forest.
You blend. That was great.
Okay, so you're going to need to move through the forest. If you'd like to do a stealth check here, I will let everybody roll stealth, and then we'll kind of take the average and let the party move at that speed. So moving into the forest, you can see that the canopy is pretty thick and the trees are covered in vines. This place is really overgrown. and so it starts to get darker as you move in and very quiet.
But I'm giving some light to the situation.
It's not that you're glowing so much as you're catching light. Like, if you're starting to think that maybe that glare that you saw on the rooftop might have been somebody who injected themselves with glitter.
Dang.
I'll
Or
send
how
the
many
doctor
other
out
people
there.
injected themselves with glitter?
Stealth is going to be plus Dex, and Doc, you're getting a -1 because of your glitter.
Oh, dang it.
11.
Nine.
Did you say dexterity?
Yeah.
Oh wow. 14.
I believe oh, that's great. I was going to say, I believe the ghillie suit gives you a little bit of extra stuff as well.
It does. +1 to stealth outdoors. So 15?
Ooh, wow. And Eddie?
Nice.
I'm gonna lead the pack.
Eddie walks a little ahead of the team and goes, "Did this all the time in Newham lights." And I walk behind a tree and I go invisible because I rolled a 10. And because of my Become Shadow ability, if I roll a 10 or higher, I'm invisible, but not literally, but I'm pretty damn close. And I also
Damn.
have a
Okay.
+1 to my next roll.
That's great. So that is 3 full successes and 1 partial. That's just going to bump you up to a full success. So like the knight, you move silently through the forest, effortlessly following into marching order
We all do this.
suited to the party. Everybody's just like tiptoeing.
Oh, the jazz hands.
Yeah, just
Can't help it.
Extra stealth. Extra stealth.
Even the 3 of you have lost sight of Eddie as he is just weaving through this place ahead of you, scouting ahead. In fact, you get to a point, you've made pretty good distance through this forest, and besides being a little dark and a little creepy, there hasn't been much. When Eddie steps out of one of the shadows and stops you. And in that moment, you all hear the light murmur of talking just a little ways ahead.
Madam over there.
When you approach quietly and peek through the bushes, you see 2 red talon mercs. What do these cats usually look like, Doc? They wear cool gear, right? And carry cool guns?
Yeah, they look cool. They look a little bit like a G.I. Joe doll come to life. They're all in black. They definitely don't skip leg day. They're the coolest gang in the Zompocalypse, and they're heavily armed and well trained. And they're probably this is probably a guard duty too. They're probably, if they're protecting this place, probably they're on a rotation.
These 2 seem to be doing just that, and as you peek out, they come to a little clearing and take a breather. One of them sets his rifle against a tree trunk and actually takes a knee, and the other is just holding the rifle loosely and just looking the opposite direction of you guys. They're just there taking a moment. They do not seem to be on alert. They seem to be in the middle of a patrol taking a break. What
Really
would you like to
crazy.
do?
Really crazy idea. I'm not gonna be aggressive or anything, but I'm gonna let the team handle that. Will my stealth still carry on if I want to do something here?
I believe you get to do something cool with a full success, right?
I just get a +1 to my next roll. But I'll say what I want to try to do. I want to sneak up to the one guy who has his back towards me, whose rifle's hanging against like a fence or something. I want to get close to him, reach for the rifle, unhook the magazine, and just take it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to allow that. Because you rolled a full success and you get a +1, you will still have to roll for this.
Yeah.
It's going to be a sleight of hand, which in this case is going to be Dex. But your stealth will hold to get you into position. If you get a full success here, you will maintain stealth. If you get anything lesser, there's a chance something bad happens.
4 + 4 + 3. And that is 11. And then +1 because my next roll, so it's 12.
You do exactly as you say and click the button and catch it and then fade back into the bushes. The three of you immediately lose sight of him as soon as he decides to be careful. You know that at least one of these guns is not loaded. Anybody else gotten any ideas?
I feel like, we have to take care of these things, these people. I've got a shitty Elden Ring replica sword I stole off some nerd's basement, who was definitely a zombie. Took care of him
Which
before I met the
one?
crew. It's the impractical one that they just sent people that's dull, but it's got a real sharp tip. Good stabbing.
It's the Rivers of Blood katana.
I was just gonna say, is it the Rivers of Blood?
Do we want to go with Rivers of Blood? Okay, all right.
Yes.
God.
We want to know.
Got a
Those
sniper rifle. I got a
specifics.
bazooka. I got Rivers of Blood. It's great.
Hi.
But it is a replica Rivers of Blood katana. And the stats reflect that because Darrow is a ranged character and he chose to nerf his melee weapon, which I appreciate. What do you want to do with that Rivers of Blood replica sword?
I feel like in my maximum ghillie suit here, I'd like to signal to the group that I'm going to take the one on the left and someone take the one on the right. Can I get... I'm overtly... I'm just being tactical. I'm just like...
Can you do that? I want to react to real time. What are you saying? What?
Pulling out my sword and just slowly getting ready to charge at the back of the one standing.
Okay. Will this be the one with who just had his magazine stolen?
No, this is the one with bullets.
Okay. Darrow's just signaled for someone else to take up the reins on the second person. Anybody else want to jump in?
We're immediately killing them? I want to see if I could put one to sleep with a syringe full of a potion of night juice that I'm going to craft real fast.
It's got that night.
Here's what we're going to do. First, Doc, you're going to roll plus mind for a pocket lab check to see if you can make night juice.
What are your you really make?
Look, I know the recipe by heart.
What are your ingredients here?
Well, it's
Tequila. Tequila.
Yeah.
Airplane
NyQuil.
bottle of tequila.
Okay, tequila, a little salt, a little lime.
Some turkey because
Remove the
tryptophan.
salt. Remove the lime. Yeah. Some forest litter. There's some odd mushrooms growing, and I crush them really quickly into the tequila.
Okay. You're going to roll plus mind and see how well you do.
Oh no, the roll was terrible. All right, but I do have my coat gives me a +1, which I didn't realize before, so I only rolled a 3. So
wow.
But I have +3 mind, so that's 6 and +1 extra for the mind check is 7.
Okay,
What's gonna happen?
A failure.
Made a flaming bow.
I'm not going to tell you. But you now have
Night-night
what you believe to be night juice loaded into your syringe. Darrow and the doc ready themselves to. It sounds like one of you will be stabbing somebody. One of you will
With
be.
the power of God and anime, I'm going to lurch at this guy.
Both of you roll for a melee attack.
And we do have additional donations.
Oh, here at least is a good one.
Thank you for the donos.
Man,
My
Yeah,
melee is.
Let me hear these numbers and
10.
8.
full success and a partial success. Okay, so what are those donations, Mark? Hit us up. They might affect what's about to happen.
So from the Amazing Spider-Man, we have a #weapons out sentient sword.
Okay.
It has to go to Daryl.
And then we have a $10 donation from Aaron Schertzer. So thank you, Aaron, for that donation. He did not include a comment. So if he wants something specific for that donation, he should check out the page and let us know what that is.
But thanks for the donation regardless,
Thank you.
everybody. You're killing
Thank
it.
you.
So I think this is good for the partial success here. So it's /4. Okay. Your melee weapon damage is now bumped up to 4, Darrow.
Okay.
You see Darrow count 3, 2, and on 2, Doc lurches forward and sticks a syringe into the dude's neck. Darrow, You are startled until your sword says, "Whoa! She jumped again on that one!" And the red talon soldier turns around to see who just shouted that. You're pretty sure it was your sword, and you stabbed him.
just pure shock as he is, as I'm meeting the same deer in the headlights look as this man is being stabbed with the mirror of Rarak.
He takes 4 damage, and he looks not good, but he is still up. He takes his rifle and hits you with the butt of it, which is going to deal 3 harm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
This guy does not skip arm day.
You, Doc, watch as the person's eyes start to flutter closed.
Go to
And then
sleep,
they-
little baby.
Sneeze in your face. And you can taste for certain a very fungal type of tequila as you start to get sleepy as well and fall
Kinda
down
like
with them.
mezcal.
And the 2 of them fall over asleep. Eddie, or I guess we should let's just check in with Charlie. Charlie, you want to get a hand on the ball here?
Yeah. So one person's left standing.
Yeah, there's 2 sleeping people. One of them is your friends. They look very comfortable. And Darrow has now slowly and scared slid the replica Rivers of Blood katana into the chest of the red talon soldier. There is a noise coming from the wound that sounds like
Muffled screams.
And then the person socked Darrow in the face with the butt of the rifle. What would you like to do?
I'd like to pull out my mini boombox out of my backpack and take out my special Daft Punk cassette tape and put it in and challenge him to a dance-off.
Are we talking like
Yes.
early Daft Punk
Like
around the world era? Okay.
Yeah, it has to be around the world, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and you're making an attack, you said?
Huh? Well, I
got hung up on Daft Punk. What did you want to do with the boombox?
I want to do a
besides
dance
blast
off,
us with music? Okay.
and the winner
It's gonna be
gets to take out the other one.
okay. Darrow takes the sword out just as slowly, and it goes, wow! I was deep in there! And Darrow backs up. You are going to roll a charisma check here.
Oh no. I'm gonna make a dad joke.
No, sorry, not you, Darrow. Charlie. This is for she's attempting to convince this person to a dance-off. They seem receptive because they are very injured and think this might be a way out of this situation. Charlie, roll charisma here.
Me?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
12.
What do you say when you challenge them to the dance-off?
I said, hey, you. Nobody beats me at a dance-off. I've won 6 times 3rd place in Ohio. You, I challenge right now. Whoever wins gets to drop kick the other one into eternity.
He's afraid, but he's into it because there's a chance he's not going to get dropped kicked into eternity. So you turn up the volume knob on the boombox and it starts really cranking around the world, around the world. Now normally I wouldn't do this, but I did have dice just in case. This fool's going to roll a dex check versus your dex check for this dance off. He's getting a +2 because he doesn't have the moves, but his heart is in it.
That's where it counts.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you roll?
Wait, I'm out of dex. 9.
Okay, I rolled a 4. So
Just grab
I
the
don't
load.
want to paint. I don't want to paint this scene. Will you tell us what happens before you drop kick him into eternity? What is the overall feel of this dance contest that you're about to win?
Well, okay. So it starts, and I'm feeling it, and then I start busting out my moves. I've got my my flail, and I'm swinging it around like a glow stick, and
Yep.
I'm dancing, I'm hitting the beats, and then I throw it to him, and I'm like, it's your turn, you know. And then he's supposed to like take it in, and then he's supposed to start doing his own dance moves. But with a 4, what happens is his wounds
I think he like
oozing.
starts to ride it like a pony broomstick. He just like puts the baton.
Is he trying the
between
running
his
man?
legs, and he's like just trying to like
dice
hop
shake.
around.
Dice shake. What's going on? Dice throw.
And it's clear that he's lost, which gives you an opportunity to drop kick this guy. Please roll plus strength.
5.
You jump through the air and smash this guy, who flies backwards into a tree, cracking the trunk. He falls over dead. You fall onto the ground and you take 1 harm. It will go through your armor, but only because you did nothing to prevent the fall. You knew the landing would look better if you just went all out.
Okay.
So that is the only consequence of your failure, because this guy only had 1 health. So
Okay.
he turned into space dust when you kicked him. Your friend is still asleep, but it seems like the threat has been dealt with.
Mushrooms.
Can I real quick? What's my sword again?
It's going to be 4 damage.
And what is he?
And what is he?
Yeah. Because
A sentient sword.
okay,
but it
okay,
is-
that's
it
his
is
thing.
main-
Okay.
But it is maintaining the appearance of your replica Rivers of Blood katana.
Gotcha. I feel like I want to check on Doc, but like definitely I'm popping my scabbard again, or like putting my sword away, but like double checking it to make sure like I didn't drink any Doc's like crazy shit left in the car earlier.
No, man. This is just what's up now. I'm your sword, and I look forward to our relationship.
So is he still talking?
Slowly just
You're
puts
not
him right in.
hallucinating.
I'm just coming to terms that either I've eaten something, I've drank something, or something's really wrong.
Hey, yo,
Doc,
bro,
are
you're
you-
still talking?
I
you
don't
do hear
know.
from the sheath, like.
Hey, listen.
All right, I'll pop him open one more time just to like look at like this thing.
Just to be clear, I'll be cool, but I am really talking. This is real, and it's as real for me as it is for you.
Guys, I'm not doing
okay.
well. I assume I'm hallucinating because I'm at half health right now.
We all had a little bit of that Mountain Dew.
Wait, can we all hear the sword or just him?
Everybody can,
Yeah.
including the Red Talon dude who heard it. You are able to wake Doc without much trouble. You just have a couple quick taps to the face and some smelling salts, and she's up. The Red
I had an
Talon,
amazing dream.
the Red Talon person is in a chemical sleep, and you do not think you will need to worry about them. And you are able to use your stealth check that you rolled earlier to continue, because nobody fired a gun.
I take his
Move
rifle.
through the forest. You
Yeah,
now have a
some-
rifle. It does
Yeah.
3 harm.
And I click in the magazine that I took from it.
Okay.
Who wants? I think Daryl's sort of the range guy.
My God, this will be like 5 guns on my back. Yeah.
He's got a pretty
More.
sweet sniper rifle.
I'm gonna give you that. You got a rifle, you got a sniper, you got a bazooka.
I am over encumbered.
Now, you are able to make it to the blood center. We are going to roll over just a little bit. If y'all are down to stick around for just a couple extra minutes, we're going to go into our what I believe is going to be our final segment, where I think maybe you guys might all like get killed, or maybe when, I don't know for sure.
Yeah, we have one more donation to go with that.
One more donation coming in.
So this is from Brant Fitzgerald.
Brant!
$35. He says, I don't remember what this donation gets, but $35 is another fire-breathing unicorn.
Oh my god, amazing.
Oh no, it's back.
Thank you, Britt.
There's a flurry of heat and ash as the unicorn reforms out of the mystical particles that were there, and trots along with you as you approach the front of the blood center. The building looks to be in pretty good shape. It's a single-story medical facility with a generous parking lot. And you can see right away that the Red Talon has been using this as an outpost. There's a little guard shack that's been hastily constructed, but it's empty. You're thinking maybe the patrols are the ones that you just came across. The door is unlocked. And when you step inside, you see what looks to be like an open concept laboratory that takes up most of the space. There's no lobby. You're just entering into what appears to be some kind of medical testing facility. Doc, you feel right at home.
Oh, I love it here.
Inside
so alive.
there is only one person. She's wearing a lab coat similar to Doc's, and she is very weary looking and frazzled, and she's busy at a desk that is stacked high with thick files. Without even turning around, she says, "Hi, yeah, I'm busy in the middle of something, so if you wouldn't mind coming back some other time."
No problem. We'll be out of your hair in a second.
She turns around and you can see that she's holding what looks to be some kind of little radio transmitter. And she says, "Oh, you're strangers." And she hits a button on the radio transmitter.
No!
Oh, shit.
There's just like this anticlimax because nothing seems to happen. But what tips you off that that's maybe not unexpected is that she doesn't seem surprised by that. And then you feel it. The wall of the lab explodes in a shower of drywall as a hulking beast bursts into the room. It is another juggernaut, and they are one of the biggest and baddest infected there are. Unfortunately, you notice right away this isn't one of the garden variety freaks you've encountered in the past. One of its arms has been replaced with a robotic prosthetic, which ends in a wicked-looking clamp. The beast's eyes have been replaced by glowing red lenses, and its throat replaced with a robotic voice box.
Oh.
The scientist has disappeared in the time that it's taken you to watch the wall explode and see this. But from the beast's throat, you hear in a crackly intercom voice, "Yeah, I said I was kind of busy right now. What do you do? Charlie!"
It's charging us? Does it know we're here?
It is now in the room, spinning this clamp on its hand and starting to walk towards the group. It's a little cramped in here. The ceiling's a little low for this thing, but it's moving and like breaking ceiling tiles as it's like nearly having to crawl on all fours towards you. What do you do?
Okay, well, I would like to do some acrobatics to flip under its, like, get under its, between its legs underneath it, and then I'll pull out the bag of fun.
Easy. Dex check to get underneath.
8.
Okay. You do a running slide and make it underneath the creature, but stop right below its you know.
It's junk.
It's junk. You do not make it completely out. You are underneath the beast looking up, but you are welcome to use the bag of fun if you'd like. What modifier would you like to use?
This actually might help you. It's going to be right next to the junk.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide if I want strength or charisma.
You already did charisma. Let's see what other funky shit comes out on a strength.
Okay, let's do a strength. That's fine.
Roll it.
8.
Okay. You reach into the bag and find a rubber handle. And when you pull it out, you can see that you've got a boxing glove attached to some kind of spring device.
I'm going to punch it right in the balls!
Roll plus strength.
8.
Okay. You let it rip, and the boxing glove smashes into this thing. It goes in the doc's voice. You see the creature trying to scream, and the doc says, I imagine it's in a lot of pain right now, but it's having trouble speaking. I just wanted to translate that for you. And it takes an acceptable amount of damage. But as it stumbles around, it does step right onto you, dealing 3 harm, which is very, very heavy foot, and it crushes you for a second before continuing to stomp around.
Do I take
Your
into
armor
account my
doesn't-
armor or
Yeah.
no? I do.
Yeah, the
okay.
only time armor's not going to count is if like you fall off of a building or
Okay.
fall out of a car or something. Eddie, you see this happen. What do?
The Juggernaut has stepped on Charlie and has started to walk, sort of continue moving.
Yeah, it's like in pain. It's doing that dance everybody
Oh yeah,
does when that
yeah.
thing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie hears sort of like I'm busy, sort of, and then there's sort of all this conversation, and we're in a big laboratory with like paperwork and notes and vials and liquids that I don't know what they do.
Oh yeah.
Eddie kind of gets a grin, grabs one of the Molotov cocktails, lights it, and goes, "All right, you set your dog at us. Say goodbye to your work," and tosses it just slightly. The Molotov cocktails that goes in the midair. I grab the cricket bat and I, as I use my ultimate of everything in the kitchen sink.
Woo! Spectacular. Another ult coming at us. All right, so you will be rolling plus influence.
I have one.
Cool.
Okay. That's going to be a 7.
Okay. Because it's an ult, there is no consequences on a partial success. You just don't get any bonuses. You launch this Molotov cocktail and it explodes as you hit it, just releasing this ball of fire that catches the desk on fire and starts to burn up the wall into the ceiling. The creature seems to be uninterested in this at all. However, you can hear from the voice box, "No, no, no!" And there are some whirs and on a little device on this creature's head as it is being directed against its will towards the desk. And it jumps on top of it, trying to smother it like a blanket. It takes 4 fire damage, which actually is additional because it's undead, so it takes 6.
Oh, yeah.
And you see the fire not only consuming it, but it has yet to put it out. So the building is now catching as the drywall pieces are falling down and it's all on fire. Her notes appear to be obliterated.
No!
And you can still hear the scientist's voice coming out of the box going, "Damn it! My life's work!"
Hey, there's only one room for one doc, and so we got the doc right here.
Aw, thanks, Dad. I really want to read these notes.
Charlie seems to be out of harm's way, and the creature is now flopping around in the fire, trying to put it out, and it is burning. The scientist is still MIA at the moment.
Okay. Ooh. Upon smelling the medium rare juggernaut, I feel like at this point, I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to grab the bazooka of chainsaws and just maybe take a step back from all of this chaos and just light one off. Now knowing full what it does, getting ready for a vault of chainsaws to go right at it.
Okay.
As I drop my dice. And then the floor one was a 6, 7. 7 plus
Dex for a range
10.
Oh, full success. You launch a chainsaw, which does 5 damage, and it just digs into this beast. It is a massive creature, so whereas the feral was kind of chopped in half, the chainsaw instead sticks into it and just seems to be like staying stuck into the mass of this creature, jumping around, carving it up. It's fighting, but the doctor seems more the scientist seems more intent on forcing this thing to put out the flames than allowing it to stop the chainsaw. Doc.
Can I go after that scientist?
Absolutely. You're going to search for them. Roll a perception. That's going to be plus mind.
A doc on doc fight? Yes.
Yes.
It's got to be that way.
Jeez. Let's see.
Mad science always wins.
7.
Okay. You're able to follow her voice. You have to leap through the fire in order to get where she is, so you take 1 harm as part of your partial success, but you are able to hear her now because she's screaming into this box, yelling at the creature. She is just underneath a desk, hunched over this machine, yelling into it. What would you like to do?
I would like to stab her with my syringe of on the spot night juice.
Oh, okay. Just roll plus mind once more to see what kind of night juice you can quickly. I imagine you're like leaping through the fire, pulling ingredients out of your coat, like
Yes.
slapping them into the cartridges and sliding to a stop where she is. Let me see what
I'm
kind of
putting
juice you get.
that eyeball is going in there. A little bit of Eddie's blood is going in there. One of my hairs is going in there, and a little for luck.
Okay.
I'm doing a check or an actual roll for it.
This is plus mind.
Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay. What do you want this juice to do? Just put her to sleep or have a different effect? It's a full success. You get to determine.
Awesome. I want it to had a little weed residue in there from before. And so it's going to put her into a complete non-combative state of being very peaceful and very relaxed and very compliant.
Okay. She reels from this for a moment and it takes effect and she just goes, whoa, I realized I was being anti-chill. And she just hands over the device and she's like, that red button turns it off.
This one?
The three of you watch as the juggernaut stops flailing in the fire and the device sparks and stutters out on its head, and it now picks itself up, slamming its robotic arm into the ground, moving away from the fire and whirling around to face all three of you. When through the door explodes the fire-breathing unicorn, who just impales this thing. And you can see from its horn this explosion of fire that just pops the juggernaut.
Yes.
Its guts coat the entire room and all of you.
Yes, Fluffy.
Oh, what was his name? Sun Taker? What was that?
Sun
I
Chaser.
got some in my
Sun
mouth.
Chaser.
You all stand and revel in this disgusting victory you've just managed. Doc, you are now holding a piece of technology that might have the possibility of controlling infected. You've all learned a lot about yourselves and each other. You know that time is of the essence because the people back in your settlement do in fact need your help. So after a quick search of the lab, you find several rucksacks full of medical supplies, and it is apparent that Red Talon was really putting this lab to use. There's some experimental stuff in there, Doc, that you think you might be able to learn from and maybe even use, but just in general, we're talking antibiotics, med kits, gauze, disinfectant, everything you're going to need. And the ingredients that you will need to cure blood plague are mixed into the bunch. But before you have time to celebrate this new victory, you hear a chorus of tortured moans coming from outside. And when you cross to the door, which has been blown off its hinges by the unicorn, who you now look around to find, and there's just a cloud of ash, and from the sheath, the sword's wiggled free and says, remember, he disappears after he attacks. You look onto Main Street to see that it is crawling with infected. This is a full-on horde. Dozens of shamblers parade down the street, and they're picking up steam, drawn by the firefight and the overwhelming scent of fresh blood. You count your shells, and you don't think it's going to be enough. Just when you're ready to give up hope, a competing wail cuts through the voice of the horde. Could it be a siren? Infected are flung into the air as the Bloodmobile plows through the hordes. The light are flashing, the sirens are wailing, and Gus Wilkerson is laying on the horn. He slams on the brake and pulls a wicked Tokyo drift. He rolls down the window and says, y'all looking for a ride? You all pile into the Bloodmobile with
Boy, am I
only
glad to see you,
moments to
Jimbo.
spare.
Gus,
As
you're
the
wearing the meat
horde
suit.
descends on the lamp. Oh yeah, and he's like also snacking on it. He's like, yeah,
Don't do that.
Human
That's-
jerky.
No, don't do that.
Oh wow, I'm disgusted.
Oh, you're into this. That's a weird vibe, Gus.
The horde descends on the lab, and the 5 of you drive off into the sunset. I would like to just take a second. I know we're running out of time, but I would like to just take a second as each of you gives us a short yearbook quote of an epilogue for each of your characters. Now that you've done what you've done and learned what you've learned and are returning as heroes, what happens to Charlie?
Charlie meets a friend named Puth, and they become friends. And Puth also is a very good dancer, and Puth holds the #1 title of Just Dance in Chicago. And they go off together as a traveling Just Dancing duo. And Charlie finally returns to Ohio and gets first place.
Okay. Eddie.
Eddie goes back to camp and retells the whole story of being a hero. Tries to really get the nickname Easy Money, but it just does not catch on. No one wants to call him that. Yeah, he decides to stay with this weird magical group because it's a lot more wicked than it is back in London.
Okay. Darrow.
Oh man. I feel like after staying back at the camp for a while, eventually I make my way out on my own. The sword never shuts the fuck up. It is my
best friends now.
It is my best friend. We try to adopt cool names for each other, like Gilly and Slash. We have a wonderful friend. We have a wonderful friendship. We're kind of more Rangers for hire, since clearly very successful, and I feel like our legends are known within the immediate area. As we kind of live our life out up on a shack with me and Slash.
And finally, Doc.
I'm able to salvage some of the technology, go back and look at some of the notes and piece it together, and it kind of works. So the pros are that I get this juggernaut with the big mechanical arm to kind of like hulk around our base and, you know, do some light fixing. Hey, can you dial that antenna in? Can you lift this up and carry it over here? But really the only thing that I can get it to say is do the do.
And with that, credits roll on Bloodhunters. Congratulations, guys!
Hey!
You beat State of Decay.
We
beat State of Decay
and live to tell the tale.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And we have some last shout outs for donations.
Last shout outs for donations. Mark, are you live? Do I not need to be echoing you?
I don't know.
I'll just echo you.
Yes,
Last
I'm
shout outs
live
for
on the
donations.
screen.
Marcus.
Okay. So we have a donation for $45 from Stout Arm.
Hey.
Thank you,
They
Stout
say
Arm.
you are all the best. Black shirt, if possible, XL, please and thank you. And yet another donation from the amazing Spider-Man, aptly named being amazing, donating a Super Duper. But the Super Duper is a little late, but you guys have it for your future endeavors.
Awesome. Thank you, Spider-Man.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Wow, that was cool. Wonder, you take away the smart person part of this. Thank you all for letting me run the game for you.
Thank you so much, Jesse.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Thank you so much. It was
My
so
pleasure.
fun. Oh man, thank you for everyone who donated, who joined us tonight. I know it's a Sunday night. I super appreciate you all being here. I was just looking at some of our numbers. I think we were at around 13,700, and we're over 14 right now. So thank you so much. You've completely like blown away our goal. This means so much. Thank you all. This was absolutely amazing, and I would definitely just want to thank again our amazing players. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Stein. Thank you, Heather, for being our moderator. Thank you, Mark, for monitoring, and Merc for monitoring all the donations and all the amazing tech.
Coolest person on earth.
Murky, yes. And thank you, Jesse, for being an amazing DM and guiding us through total hilarity. This was a complete blast. I had so much fun. I hope you all watching had fun. Yeah, we thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. That was cool.
Great. And we'll let you get on with your night. If you haven't played State of Decay 2 and you want to get the Bloodmobile, you have until about midnight-ish tonight. It's coming out of the game. It's only in here for a short time. The Bloodmobile that saved the team. You're gonna want to get it. So if you haven't picked it up yet, you can call it in more than once. It's minimal influence on the radio command. Go and get it. Thank you all so much, and have an awesome night.